Great morning, beautiful people. How are you guys doing today? It is a weekend, and I'm checking in with you guys live here in the LA Calabasas area at my activation. We are gonna be finishing up setup soon, but I want to just come on, not only to say hi, but to just drop some gems for you guys. There are so many EXPs who reach out to me, so many brand ambassadors, so many tour managers that are always reaching out to me, right? Wanting to jump into becoming a tour manager. You know, always wanting dibs, always wanting insight, and always wanting a scoop, right? Always wanting to find out, okay, Jay, like, what is needed? What is required for me to be a tour manager? What is required for me to be a successful tour manager and to manage tours and to manage programs? And I'm gonna be honest with you, managing tours is not for everybody. Everybody thinks that they are capable, are able, and they see the money and they see the salary and they see the job post for tour opportunities. But I'm gonna be honest, many of you are not capable. Many of you claim that you're ready and that you're able, but when it's time, when you're put in a position to have to make tough decisions, or even simple things as far as being able to stand on your feet for 8 to 12 hours and you're complaining after the first hour, managing tours, I'm telling you, there are telltale signs, and you really got to ask yourself, because it comes with it comes with being able to adjust on the fly. In the past, we've been out here since Wednesday. It is now Sunday. In the past 4 days, and then we were here early to set up, and then we did a site check prior. Past 5 days, I've been standing on my feet for upwards of 11 hours, some days 10 hours, right? I've had to deal with crazy consumers. I've had to deal with on-site contacts, which have been awesome, by the way. You know, we lucked out. We got great, awesome on-site contacts at this location. But logistical changes with regards to the vehicles, with regards to changing the footprint, with regards to building the footprint, with regards to the assets and the elements not arriving on time, with regards to dealing with the client and being a client liaison. Are you able to professionally convey information to the client? Are you able to adequately speak about the brand? Are you able to train brand ambassadors? Are you able to be a example, right, and lead the proper way? You can't tell brand ambassadors they can't be on the phone at the footprint, but you're on your phone every 2 or 3 minutes and you're not abiding by the same rules. You can't claim that you want to be a tour manager, but when things start to go crazy or go haywire, because I'm here to tell you, every day on tour, or if you're managing a program, no day is the same. No day is the same, and I'm pretty sure other tour managers can attest to this. You got to be able to make the necessary changes and adjust as needed. You're gonna have days where brand ambassadors may not show up. Are you willing and able to step in and serve as a brand ambassador? Are you willing and able to help with lead generation and registration? Are you able to go out and willing to talk to brand ambassadors and be engaging? These are things that you have to do, and becoming a tour manager is one thing, but don't get so caught up in the title that you forget what is required to successfully manage and successfully serve in that position. I gotta stress that. And you gotta be a person that is proactive. You gotta always be thinking 2 steps ahead. I know you guys hear me say this, but I'm gonna continue to stress it. You gotta be proactive, not reactive. This industry is not for everybody. When things hit the fan, how do you react? Do you go in a corner and cry? Or are you able to step up to the plate and get things done and come up with solutions that make sense and that you're able to use and implement so that the program or the event or the activation can still be successful? You may have to make some changes once it's over, but just being able to get through that day and get through that activation is important. How do you deal with staff? Are you able to motivate your staff on a day-to-day basis? We have lucked out because we have the same brand ambassadors working with us for we've had them for the same since Wednesday, but we had to make some changes as well. But how do you motivate them to still go out there and do lead generation and meet the goals, the daily goals that you have for your activation? Are you a positive individual? It also has to do with your mindset. Are you negative mindset thinking? Are you always thinking of things that, the worst things that could happen? Yes, you have to have that, always be thinking 2 steps ahead, but you also got to be positive as well. Because at the end of the day, the brand, the client is not going to see the things that go on, behind the scenes. They're only going to see that activation. They're only going to see how you engage with consumers during that event. So at the end of the day, you got to still be able to smile. You got to still be able to have fun in spite of the things that you're dealing with. And you got to always, you got to be positive, right? You got to be positive. A big part of this job is your mindset. A big part of this job is how you deal with situations as they occur. And for my individuals who are looking to become tour managers, go on tour. If you have the opportunity, work a program where you're not serving as a tour manager, so you can learn from a tour manager. Watch their practices, watch what they're doing. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes before activation even occurs. And let me tell you, if you sit down, if you do the math, for my tour managers, you guys know this, if you look at your setup times, if you look at your activation times, the time you spend doing recaps post-event, the time you spend having to go in on your days off and adjust and make changes, or get vehicles clean, or check on event assets, or go pick up packages, or make Home Depot FedEx runs. The time that you spend actually executing the program and contractually, activating that tour, executing that tour, oftentimes when you sit back and you run the numbers and you crunch them numbers, it's either not enough, or you feel like, okay, this is not initially what I signed up for. I have to go back to the agency and see how we can raise the compensation level. There's a lot of work that goes into this. It's not just a quick setup and a quick activation. So I have to be honest and I have to be transparent with you guys, because oftentimes you guys see the pictures, you guys see social media, you guys see the finished product of an activation. But for all my EXPs, for all my brand ambassadors, for all my team leads who are aspiring to move into the tour management position, I'm here to tell you it's work. For the real tour managers that do this on a day-to-day, month-to-month, year-to-year basis, who've been doing this for a while, there is work that goes into it. And let me not forget, if you're doing a tour where you're having to drive from market to market and activate, that also has to be accounted for. So there are a lot of things that you have to be mindful of when you're looking to execute tours, and you have to make sure that you understand what you're getting yourself into. But managing tours is great. It's extremely rewarding. I'm here because at the end of the day, I love this industry. I love being a part of programs. I love interacting and engaging with consumers. I love working with staff. I love being able to train EXPs and train individuals and successfully make sure that programs are launched. But at the end of the day, I understand what it takes, right? And I understand that when I'm working with individuals, I can show and I can be here to help train, but once I leave, that individual has to be able to make the necessary adjustments and do what's necessary, for that activation, for that tour, for that program to be successful. So definitely, I cannot stress this enough. Make sure that you're asking the right questions when you're applying for tour management opportunities with an agency. Talk to that account manager so you understand what's going on, what's going to be asked of you, what's going to be required, what the roles and responsibilities are going to encompass, and prepare for the unexpected. Prepare for things to have to be adjusted. Prepare for long nights. Sometimes prepare for early mornings, because that is a part of the job. They don't tell you that when you sign up, but that is a part of what comes with managing tours, especially tours on the road and also in market as well. So I just want to drop that quick tip on you guys. Give you guys a quick glimpse of my surroundings. I'm at this awesome mall. There's our tent. I just got to pop that up. There's one vehicle. So we have 2 different actual footprints here at this mall that we're working with. So having to manage staff and go between footprints and just working through all that, those are some of the things that, myself and my co-tour manager that we're going through on a day-to-day basis. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish setup, and we're gonna go ahead and get things ready before the mall opens. But I just want to continue to stress, do your research, make sure you understand what's required of you as a tour manager, and more importantly, you got to do the little things right, and you got to make sure that you are successfully succeeding as a brand ambassador, as a team lead right now. If you can't stand on your feet for 8 to 10 hours on a day, if you can't show up on time, if you can't even communicate via email to your account managers in a timely manner to confirm that you're ready for a activation or just to execute an event as a brand ambassador, working as a tour manager is only going to shed light on that and expose it. So you got to get your act together right now. You got to make sure that you are doing the small things right now, because I'm here to tell you, it gets exposed when you start managing tours. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.